Talking about books, talking about summer. We got here Zagaajimo, which is an anthology of indigenous horror fiction compiled by Nathan Adler and Kateri Agiwenzi-Dam for the latter's Kigadance Press. Now, Kigadance Press, if you don't know, is one of the few indigenous-owned and operated publishing houses in the lands known as Canada. A really rare and beautiful thing that supports a lot of established as well as up-and-coming writers and poetry, prose, children's and young adult fiction. They do a little bit of everything. And one thing you can always count upon within a Kigadance Press publication is a beautifully bound, crafted, and designed publication. This thing, is sturdy. It stands out on your bookshelf with its, indigenous language title and yellow spine. It's beautifully designed, embossed cover, and it's, lovingly printed and illustrated pages. I'm not sure why compilations of short stories in the indigenous horror genre have been so prominent lately. I guess it's because the marketplace is seizing upon the horror boom, and specifically the indigenous horror boom, but not everybody has a full-length novel or project ready, and so these compilations of various contributors seem to be filling that void in the marketplace. And what you have here is a veritable who's who, not just of horror writers, but, big-name indigenous authors. Not just Nathan Adler, who is the compiler and contributor to this thing, but people like David A. Robertson, Karen McBride, the author of Crow Winter, something else I also read this summer and we'll be talking about, publishes a great companion piece to that novel here, with a monster known as the Man in the Tall Hat. Dawn Dumont, the great Métis writer, kind of makes a comeback in this book. She had a weird couple of years, but she's writing and publishing again. Richard Van Camp, of course, shows up here. You could throw a book in the direction of a bookshelf with indigenous books on it, and you will probably hit something with a Richard Van Camp contribution. God, we love him for it. Wabgeshig Rice gets the final word in here with a story about a devout Christian ice fisher who gets taken over and swallowed up by a monster from the depths. And even my former doctoral supervisor and mentor, Daniel Heath Justice, gets time here with an expansion of his Kinship Chronicles story universe. Really, there's not a bad contribution in here, and if you love your fiction shorter, punchier, you might gravitate towards something like this. If you liked, for instance, Never Whistle at Night, the compilation of indigenous dark fantasy, more from the Native American southern side of the border, you might very well enjoy Zagaajimo from Kigadance Press.